So why are you taking so much responsibility for everything, for everyone, for everywhere? Why have you become the chosen one to put the weight of the world's problems on your shoulder? And when I say the world, your world, the world of the people around you. Why does it feel like taking responsibility has become an addiction in your life? Well, I'll tell you why. Because there's something actually that I call over-responsibility addiction. And do you know why I know over-responsibility addiction exists? Well, because you're truly used to be addicted to taking a disproportionate level of responsibility for pretty much everything in my life. That's right. Before I even thought about becoming a coach, in my previous life as a producer, yeah, that's right. I used to believe that taking responsibility for, well, just about everything that showed up in my life was how I proved my worth and how to be liked and loved, which I love being liked and I like being loved still to this day. But I would do anything to avoid disappointing people. And it was, again, a symbol of my self-worth to be responsible. So in this coaching meeting together, I want to teach you about this debilitating addiction that I had to learn to overcome myself and still have to spot myself on a regular basis. This over-addiction that prevents you from truly living a life on your terms. And how to truly start to break free from that debilitating guilt that comes from those moments when you don't take responsibility for the world. You deserve a life of inner peace and fulfillment. In fact, it's your birthright. Let's fight me on that if you want. You deserve inner peace and fulfillment. Like, imagine right now how much more you'll be able to actually serve those around you, those you love, those in your care, those you work with, those in your community, in your spiritual circles. How much more you'll be able to serve them and how much more frequently you'll be able to serve them if you have those higher levels of inner peace and fulfillment and not this burden of taking responsibility for everything. So, from my experience and in my coaching, I want to give you your immediate gateway to start your path of recovery of over-addiction or over-responsibility addiction. So here's step one. Just acknowledge this thing exists. Acknowledge over-responsibility addiction is a thing up here, in here, out there. Because maybe this isn't impacting you. Maybe it's impacting someone you love. 2, start to spot the patterns in your life that could be an indicator that you've fallen into the grip of taking over responsibility. And some of those might look like your own needs aren't being met. There's never enough time for you. You have difficulty saying no. You have an overabundant feeling of guilt or anxiety when you're not controlling the cosmos. Are you neglecting healthy relationships in your life or relationships that are starting to not be so healthy because you're neglecting them? Are you sublimating your own dreams and your own passions, putting them aside, being like, I'll do them next time when I'm ready or when this is done over here? Are you extremely hard on yourself? Are you a perfectionist? That was just an ongoing list, and I recognize that is by no means a complete list of traits associated with over-responsibility addiction. And if you have one or more of those traits, that doesn't mean you have an addiction to over-responsibility either. But, listen to me for a second here. However, anytime you are actually in an ongoing habitual cycle of not having your own needs and dreams met or chased after, that's an indicator on your dashboard of life urging you to pay attention to me. Oh, hey, my needs aren't being met? Pay attention to me. It's a sign, it's a signal. And there are costs. Hidden costs of not paying attention to that light on your dashboard of life. Going, pay attention to me. And they come at a high cost. Your health, your relationships, your own desire and dreams, fulfillment and inner peace. So, true responsibility is the ability to respond. I'm going to say that again. It's so good. True responsibility is the ability to respond. It's not called take-on ability. It's called response ability, meaning I'm able to respond. And when we can learn to be able to respond to our environment, to the stimulus, and know which to respond to, you can tap into your human potentiality. It's magical, I'm telling you. After all, the only true thing we can control is our response to things. So once you see the over responsibility light flash on the dashboard of your life, instead of, well, let me take on more ownership, right? That's like, your car's out of fuel. Well, let me keep driving. Start practicing being response able. And you can start by finding where you can microdose when to say no and when it's necessary to say no. Microdose in smaller doses, putting yourself first. Practice this so it becomes comfortable for you. Build the new habits of putting yourself first, right? We're not going for perfection here. We're going for progress, right? As you learn to microdose no, you start to learn to microdose saying yes to yourself. And these are habits that you build. Now, it doesn't take forever, but it's definitely going to take a little bit, because I want to be transparent with you. I'm telling you from firsthand experience, this is a process. This is a process. And the healing from the over-responsibility addiction will not happen overnight, but each time you microdose no, each time you put yourself first, each time you microdose saying yes to yourself, each time you put your needs forward in a response-able way, making sure you're not neglecting the most important areas of your life, you will live a life on your terms, filled with joy, fulfillment, and gratitude. Now, I already hear it going on in your mind. You're probably already thinking, well, this is a much bigger topic than simply saying no or anything I said in this video. So if you want to learn more about this debilitating addiction, which I personally know the destructive outcomes of it, and you want to start living a life on your terms, follow me. I'm proud to be a coach for you. I'm proud that you watched the video this far, because it shows it's time to invest in you and your inner peace. So let's embark on a personal transformation journey together, shall we? And let's release the grips of over-responsibility addiction and step into our response ability, our ability to respond, and create a life on our terms. And I got to take a second here while I'm talking about addiction. Most importantly, if you find that any addiction, whether it's related to substance abuse or any compulsive behavior, is significantly impacting your life, I strongly encourage you to, stop watching this video and seek professional help from your personal support system, from your medical professionals, or from addiction experts who specialize in the support you need. And for now, for those of you wanting just to take the next step of overcoming over-responsibility, let's get the energy out, right? Respond to this video right now by email, direct message, in the comment section, wherever they are on your screen, and share with me how over-responsibility addiction shows up in your life or the life of those you love. Mahalo, my friends.